was just sitting here thinking about our relationship with God and our obedience to God. Are we always being obedient to God? Are we always doing what God wants us to do? You know, we ask our kids, we set standards on them, we challenge them to be obedient, to listen to what we say, but do we really listen to what God says? Are we being obedient to God who talks to us? Acts 5:29 says that we must obey God rather than men. But you know what? I'm a man, and a lot of times obeying what I want rather than what God wants in my life. You know, the Hebrew perspective of obedience was emphasis on hearing God rather than seeing God. So what we're looking at is more of what has God got to say to us? Are we literally listening to Him? See, we're always looking around to see something from God to prove that He's here, but a lot of times He's screaming at us. I think He's up in heaven just yelling at us sometimes, wanting to get our attention, and we miss it altogether. But we're great at setting the standards on our kids. We're great in our jobs, in our environment, to set standards for people to be obedient, but are we being obedient in our lives with God? Hebrews 5:9 says, he became, to all who obey Him, the source of salvation. And if He's truly our salvation, are we living in that obedience to Him? Are we communing with Him on a daily, hourly basis? You know, those are the questions that I think we all need to ponder ourselves. Ask ourselves, are we truly obedient to a God who died for us? Jesus, who laid His life out there? Is that truly the desire of our heart, is obedient to Him? And taking those things that we so greatly want to do that God doesn't want us to do. And that's where the struggle comes in our hearts. But we just forget so many times that our kids are watching us. How many times are we doing something, saying something, watching something maybe on TV that we really shouldn't probably maybe watching? Or maybe our kids are watching it and we don't take the time to discern because we're not hearing God screaming at us saying, just spend some time with them. Turn the TV off. Get that out of your house. Get that out of the way. It's a question only I think we need to answer within ourselves. But 1 Corinthians 10:5 says, taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. And I think the key in obedience is taking everything Christ said and locking it into our brains and realizing that He laid out a map for the rest of our lives. So the question I want to pose to you is what is the map for the rest of your life? Where are you going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, however old you are down the road? What is that map, and how is Christ so involved in that map it sets the destination out of the obedience you have to Christ? I just wanted to challenge you, just a thought that was running through my head today. Hope you guys have a great week.